Some of them were the ones who threatened the family. Okay. Maybe because they didn't understand the gravity of the situation.
They obviously didn't.
Or maybe because they thought it was funny.
Again, or they're just dumb because, you know, teenagers, not, you know. I said this to my cousin one time. I was like, you know, not all teenagers are smart. And I left it there. So today we're dealing with a case of a young woman who went missing in a predominantly suburban area. To think that something bad would ever happen in a suburban area beats me. But then again, you also gotta realize that school shooters probably be living up in suburban areas too, bruh. So a young woman goes missing for a real good while actually, until she eventually ends up being founded. I figured that this would be a case that would be really interesting for all of us to take a look at. So before we dive into this video, apart from the young girl going missing, there's actually something else that's also been missing. And that's me, because I never existed. You've been looking at a ghost this whole entire time. But no, what's actually really missing is your subscription to my YouTube channel. And only you know where that is, yes? So, if you may, please help me find your subscription to my YouTube channel. And once you do, you should let me know that you found it by subscribing to my YouTube channel. Whew. Okay, let's go ahead and jump right into the video now, shall we?
This case is truly an unusual one.
It sure is.
A cold-hearted killer stabbed his victim over 100 times and left her body in the woods
before
returning home and pretending that nothing had happened.
Well, why would he do that?
Why did he do it? And why did his mother get involved? Welcome to Fear Files.
My water is done.
Welcome to Jacksonville, Florida, the largest city in the Sunshine State.
I live in Canada, so
Meet 13-year-old Tristyn Bailey.
How you doing, Tristyn? I live in Canada, so I wouldn't know nothing about the States and whatnot. I'm Canadian.
A loyal friend, a gifted athlete, and a lover of Starbucks.
Why you gotta say that? Why you gotta say she a lover of Starbucks, bro? Now you're making her look like. I was just about to spoil what happened to this woman. Now you're really making her look like a basic.
Went to Patriot Oaks Academy in St. John's, Florida, along with other gifted teens. She was a dedicated cheerleader and loved it so much that she decided to continue doing it throughout high school and college. Everything changed one morning when the little girl was found missing by her parents.
Oh, damn.
This is the photo the St. Johns County Sheriff's Office wants you to take a close look at. Tristyn Bailey is missing. Deputies say she was last seen during the overnight hours at the Amenities Center in the Durban Crossing subdivision. But the search is now expanding to a nearby park, and that is where Brianna Ray Turner joins us live with the latest. Brianna?
Yeah, Jeff, I'm here at Veterans Park in St. Johns County. Now, I just want to go quickly over here because the search group, they're volunteering. These are community members from the Durban community. Now, take a look. If you can zoom in a little bit more, DJ. They're about to start their search right now. They're trying to find Tristyn Bailey, 13-year-old girl who was reported missing by
13-year-old girl, 13. Okay.
Our family this morning at 1 a.m. Durban Amenity Center. Now, you know, again, so many families out here. You know, I talked with one family who says their kids went to school with Bailey, and they still can't believe something like this happened. You know, they've been living here for about 12 years now, and they said never has a child been missing. The St. Johns County Sheriff's Office.
Not up until now. She's gone, bro. She got taken. Somebody
Bailey was
took
last
her.
wearing a white cheerleading skirt and a dark-colored shirt. So if you have any information about the current whereabouts or have seen Bailey, please contact your nearest local law enforcement agency.
On May 9th, Sunday morning, Mother's Day, her mom and dad were already up making breakfast.
Whose mom?
Everything was going well, and they had no reason to suspect that something happened to
that egg looked delicious, bro.
Mrs. Bailey went to wake up her daughter around 10 a.m., but to her surprise, she wasn't in her room. The parents went on high alert, and the mom reported the missing daughter to police. The community that they lived in had no history when it came to crimes. They lived in Durban Crossing, an exceptional community that is reminiscent of days gone by, when kids played outside and laughter echoed through the streets.
It looks like a nice local suburban area here, huh? To think that something bad would ever happen in a suburban area like this.
This is known as a neighborhood that doesn't see a lot of police activity or crime. Definitely no kidnapping or murder. Being very tight-knit, everyone knew each other, and they acted like they were friends. Judging from all the images, all of the people look like they're part of an upper middle class and are well-mannered.
Okay.
So her mom reports her daughter missing, and the entire community gets involved at that point.
Really?
Investigators later said they were so impressed by the support of the neighborhood.
Okay.
People were making flyers and
That's cool,
helping to find the girl any way they could. Finally, on one security camera, Tristyn Bailey was seen walking in the street.
Why the quality look like this, bro? It's not even like you can see two walking, but it's not in like 1080, bro. This is
around 1:15 a.m. She must have snuck out of the house because that would be too late an hour for her parents to let her go outside.
The camera can't go that far?
She was walking through the parking lot of an amenity center that they had in the area with one of her friends.
This is Aiden Fucci. I'm dead asking who is this because I see his face up close. I'm like, damn. Shit, my boy got a little bit of acne going on the side of his face, bro.
14-year-old Aiden Fucci. Different security cameras showed them walking through the neighborhood and into a wooded area.
They got caught, but they didn't get caught in 4K. So how do you know that's them?
Of Tristyn and Fucci, whose name isn't mentioned, probably because they are a minor, told St. John's investigators that the pair had been hanging out at his house and left together around 1 a.m.
Okay.
It seemed the two wanted a little bit of walking in the moonlight. Nothing happened for some time, or at least the security cameras didn't catch anything. But 3 hours later, investigators saw Aiden walking out of the wooded area, but this time he was alone.
Aiden Fucci is trash. What kind of a serial killer gets caught on camera? Trash.
No sign of Tristyn. After seeing the footage, police went directly to Aiden's house, and they took him to the station for questioning, right after asking him to show them the route that he and Tristyn took. While in the police car, he took out his phone, took multiple pictures of himself, and
hey guys, has anybody seen Tristyn lately? Oh.
Did the caption, "Hey guys, has anybody seen Tristyn lately?"
Wow.
We're having fun in a f***ing cop car.
Yep. Tristyn.
What's up, guys?
Tristyn, if you f***ing walk out the damn... When you see this in a month...
And he know what he did, bruh. He know what he did.
Fucci's
had the audacity to make a Snapchat in the cop car.
That he was usually at her house multiple times a week. The female minor told investigators the last time she had seen her cousin was Thursday, May the 1st, but said that she had spoken to Fucci after he sent the photo of himself from the backseat of the patrol car. The photo was quickly shared among all their classmates. When asked if she had ever witnessed any odd behavior from Fucci, detectives say his young cousin stated that Fucci once told her that he might go to jail sometime in his life.
Why?
But then he suddenly had a change of attitude. While still in the car, reports state that Fucci at one point began crying and punched the back of the seat, saying, "I'm going to get arrested for this bullshit." It seemed that he wanted to appear innocent.
What kind of a killer gets caught?
But when the police searched his bedroom, they found pieces of clothing with the girl's blood.
Oh my god, bruh.
And apart from that, they also found different satanic drawings in his room.
And the left evidence?
Images of girls with X's on their genitals and their limbs being cut off.
Not that I'm condoning killing whatsoever. I don't advocate that. I don't support that. But oh my god, this guy is so trash. First of all, oh my god, bro, how you gonna leave evidence like this?
A truly horrific sight. When asked why it took him so long to get home, Fucci told detectives that he walked around alone for a while,
bare feet,
telling deputies that he kept walking until he got home between 3 and 3:30 a.m.
Holding his
He
drip?
said he needed to clear his head. After a 16-hour search, her body was found.
Year-old girl out of St. Johns County ends in tragedy. Police believe they have found the body of Tristyn Bailey Sunday evening after she was reported missing that morning.
Our Renata Di Gregorio live now at Bailey's school.
Tristyn? What happened to our girl Tristyn, bruh?
Lou, Keitha, we are at Patriot Oaks Academy, and this is where there will be extra grief counselors at the school today because this is where Tristyn Bailey went to school. Now, the sheriff's department says her body was found in the immediate area of Veterans Park. That's where they called the press conference just yesterday.
Tristyn!
A volunteer search group had just gathered at
what
the
happened
Durban
to you,
Crossing
bro?
North Amenity Center, which is where Bailey was last seen on midnight Saturday. But before they began their search, the police called that press conference at the Veterans Park. The Amenity Center posted on Twitter that it will be closed until further notice. The sheriff's department says they are still investigating, and one of Bailey's close friends and cheer teammates says she talked with Bailey on Snapchat around 10 p.m. Saturday, and that was just hours before she was last seen.
It makes me really sad that the last time I saw her was at cheer.
And again, there will be grief counselors at Bailey School here.
Y'all know what happens to Tristyn. I don't even gotta spell it out.
Reaching out online, even finding Bailey on TikTok, Instagram, and on social media.
Y'all know what happens to
Tristyn. And saying that they really hope that justice is served. Of course, another
justice for Tristyn.
One of the neighbors.
My condolences to the family. Of course, I'm not trying to make light of the situation here because that would be very insensitive of me. That's not what I'm trying to do here. But of course, my condolences goes out to the family. Wish them best of luck and stuff like that. But damn, Tristyn dead, fam.
Who was out jogging decided to take a different route that day. As he was doing his workout, he saw the girl's body. It was in a bushy area near the cul-de-sac of Settlestone Drive, next to the lake. He called police immediately at the site of the horrific image. Police arrived in no time, and upon investigating saw that the girl had been stabbed numerous times. Police took the body in and called the parents to identify and to see if it was their daughter.
Wait, hold on. Numerous times? How many times are we talking here? Numerous? Like multiple? I think we'll find that out later on in the video.
She was fully dressed, so there was no suspicion of rape or anything like that. So how did the girl's body end up in that area with multiple stab wounds? Who would do that to a 13-year-old girl?
How you gonna do that to little Tristyn,
The community quickly finds out what happened to her, and of course, they get involved. They started looking at personal security footage, trying to find out who the killer was, and working hand in hand with the police. Because her body was found near the lake, authorities...
Y'all know exactly who the killer was. If you read the title of the video, you know who the killer is. Bro, this guy is so trash. I swear to God.
Spent days searching the body of water. They didn't say exactly what they were searching for, but it was assumed that they were looking for the murder weapon. Aiden, being the primary suspect, was then sent to juvenile detention in St. John. His first court hearing was via Zoom, and footage of it had been released online. The judge said there was probable cause to keep the boy in detention, and also added that he would remain there until the end of May when they would be able to get the case going. After the boy's detainment, one of the investigators that had worked in the area specifically for over a decade said that he feels very confident about the case. He also added that it would be prosecuted to the fullest. This meant that they were convinced that they had the right suspect, and that he did the horrible act of stabbing Tristyn multiple times and taking her life.
How many times are we talking here, bro?
There was no doubt about it in the minds of the investigators. News of her death broke the boundaries of the community and spread nationwide. People were taking to social media to express their regret, but also their disgust toward Aiden. They used platforms like Instagram, TikTok, and Twitter to voice their own personal opinions. Of course, there were others who
Free Aiden. Oh, this must be one of his boys. I remember when we got done doing our business and our 8 refeds were looking for you, so we tried to get out on our bikes. You got caught up, but I managed to escape. You got caught up, but I managed to escape. My dad gonna get you out the hammer soon, bruh, trust. But at Tristyn Bailey .5 was damn, I can't read that. I can't read that. Ryan the Finesser, she shouldn't have been walking. And then 4 smiley emojis. It's the outfit too, so this guy doesn't. So this guy's he has tendencies. He's not the type of guy you probably want to be friends with. But then again, we're talking about young high schoolers here. Again, in my high school, the high school I went, my high school community would not be saying shit like this. If some girl were to, get caught, like, be missing and shit. WD Connor, free my nigga. That girl probably did. Okay, yeah, we're gonna stop there.
Decided to take Aiden's side, saying that she deserved it and that the police should free him. How could someone
free
root
Aiden
for the murderer? It just doesn't make sense to us. Others wrote different captions along the lines of, "This is what I gotta do to get famous?" Meaning they needed to kill someone to be known throughout the country. They were associating this horrible act with a way to become viral.
What you mean if you didn't wear that outfit? Women could wear whatever it is. Women could wear whatever it is they want to wear. Women should be able to wear whatever it is they want to wear without being called out for it. It's like allow them, bro. They just out here living their best lives.
Besides that, others were trying to say that more people were involved, like his friends, and that
his friends, his friends, his friends aren't ready yet, bro. But then again, they're young high school students. I hope everything they say stays on social media and they get called out for it in the next 10 years. I hope this comes back to bite all of them in their
Tristyn had been assaulted prior to murder. So many false rumors were going around the internet that police had to release an official statement to separate fact from fiction. Investigators then tried to figure out the motive, if he really did it, of course. The kids went to a very good school. It was in the top 5% across the United States. They came from very good families and had, presumably, an exceptional education. So what led to the horrific murder? Well, Aiden didn't actually grow up there. He moved with his mom just 6 months prior to the murder. So you can say that even though he was enrolled in the same school and lived in the same neighborhood as the others, he didn't necessarily have the same morals and values.
I was about to make a joke and say this guy had hoodman tendencies, but no, that's not it. Aiden is just bro.
According to the interview of one police officer, his opinion was that the 14-year-old kid was nothing more and nothing less than a cold-blooded killer. But momentarily, Aiden was innocent until proven guilty. Later in the investigation, the boy, despite still being a minor, was taken out of juvenile detention and arrested as an adult, pending his trial.
Why?
When asked by reporters if Aiden would share detention space with the adults, one officer said that he will not, momentarily, even though he will be trialed as an adult. He will be kept separate from other inmates. But as you'll see later, that wasn't the case for long. His charges consisted of first-degree murder, a sign that the entire trial will be treated with the utmost seriousness. At that moment, it had been speculated that if he were to be found guilty, he would face life in prison with no possibility of parole. Of course, many people thought that that was inhumane, even though what he did to that 13-year-old girl was unforgivable.
You done f***ed up, Aiden.
You may be wondering, why did they decide to go so hard on him? Remember when we mentioned that little Tristyn was stabbed multiple times?
Yes, Little Pit Me.
It came out that that number was incredibly high.
Yes, what number are we talking about here? Tell me. You've been saying multiple, several, numerous. How many stabs are we talking here, bruh?
Tristyn Bailey was stabbed 114 times.
Oh my God!
The killer was showing no mercy or remorse.
Damn!
Those were 113 opportunities to realize that what he was doing was wrong and stop immediately. The number of wounds distinctly indicate a clear purpose to kill. Upon searching the lake, divers eventually found the murder weapon. It was a typical folding button knife, and they were convinced that Aiden used it to stab his friend because part of the blade was actually missing and then later found lodged in the girl's skull in one of the stab wounds. Police think the only reason he stopped at 114 was that the knife broke. He may have caused more damage if the blade had remained intact. 49 of those stab wounds were concluded to be defensive, meaning that it happened in the hands, arms, and legs, indicating that Tristyn fought for her life until her last breath. She didn't give up easily. She made his job as hard as she could. But in the end, it didn't matter. At this point, they had an overwhelming amount of evidence against Aiden.
Because he's trash. Not a good killer. Not that I condone it or support it, but He's not meant for this killing thing, bro. He's trash. Couldn't even do that right.
And they were very confident that the boy did it, even though he still hadn't admitted he was the author of the crime. Other pieces of evidence were the statements from some of his friends. Police went around interviewing people, and according to them, Aiden was telling his closest friends and his girlfriend for some time now that he wanted to kill somebody.
See, this is what I mean when I say Aiden is so trash at being a killer, bro. How you gonna... First of all, he left like so much evidence, bro, and he went and he told people about this too, bro. Suppose one of his friends were actually snitches and they gonna rat him out as soon as they bring one of his friends in and be like, yeah, it was him, bro. That told me the whole thing. He said he was gonna kill her. He gonna take her out somewhere and he gonna do the whole thing. This guy, Aiden, bro,
It seemed that he had an urge inside of him, an urge to end an innocent life without any reason at all. He allegedly also added that he would do it in 30 days, and that he would drag his victim into the woods and stab him or her.
Yeah, so...
These words...
So arrest the guy already, bro. Like, what you waiting for? Like, there's... Oh my... There's so much evidence. Oh my... He left so much breadcrumbs. It's him, bro. It's him. Arrest him. Throw him in jail for life or whatever the I don't give a Throw him in jail. Throw him in jail, bro. He did it. It was him.
Came out of his mouth exactly a month before he took Tristyn's life, so he kept his promise. His girlfriend's friend also said that she never liked the boy, stating he was numb and emotionless. Okay. Those are typical traits of a serial killer. According to the state attorney, there was no doubt in his mind that this is a case of first-degree premeditated murder.
What's premeditated? Hold on, give me a second. Let me Google that, yes? What's premeditated murder? What is premeditated? What is premeditated? Oh, an action, especially a crime, thought out or planned before. Oh, okay. Okay, I see now. I see.
Aiden wanted to do it and planned it for some time, but he didn't have a victim in mind. Tristyn was unlucky to be there at that moment.
What's Tristyn doing with Aiden to begin with? Like, how did that interaction, like, how did they come to be? Anyways.
Victim's family talked to the media multiple times. They poured their hearts out about what happened to their daughter, and they wanted other little girls to hear about Tristyn's story so they could be safe. Also, they aimed for other parents to understand that teens can also be dangerous, and that they should keep an eye on their kids, especially if they're expressing strange behavioral traits. Even though there was a large amount of people who stood by them and sent flowers to their home and to Tristyn's grave, others were sending them death threats. It is safe to say that because...
Probably his whole friends, his little friends from high school, little it's probably them troll.
Because a majority of the people talking about the murder was comprised out of teenagers, some of them were the ones who threatened the family. Maybe because they didn't understand the gravity of the situation.
They obviously didn't.
Or maybe because they thought it was funny.
Again, or they're just dumb. Because, teenagers, not, I said this to my cousin one time. I was like, not all teenagers are smart. And I left it there. I said that to my cousin and I left it there. Not all teenagers are smart. They may appear to be, but they're not that smart.
Police stepped up and publicly said that these threats will bring with them legal consequences. They did this in order to protect the already heartbroken family.
Aiden Fucci's mother was arrested on a felony charge of tampering with the evidence.
Things took a weird turn. It seems that the mother of Aiden was arrested during the investigation on a felony charge of tampering with the evidence. She allegedly, after seeing her son was arrested, went into his room before the police started digging around and took his jeans that he wore on the night of the murder and washed them in the sink to remove the blood off of them.
While the police is looking in their house, she went to his room, took the jeans that had evidence on it, and washed it while the police officer was in the vicinity, very close, in her house. Why would you do that? That's dumb.
How did the police find out that she had washed the pair of jeans? Well, inside their house,
And there's a camera of her. There's a camera recording her in the back.
His mom had set up security cameras, and when the authorities took the clothes, they also confiscated the recorded footage, seeing the woman committing the felony. Inside the house, during the washing of the piece of clothing, there was another person who told Aiden's mom not to do that because she would get in trouble.
And because it's dumb. Why would you do that? That doesn't make... No. Why?
The woman didn't listen and proceeded to wash out the bloodstains. She looked stressed and ran around the house while still looking out the window.
Okay.
Remembering that this had happened before the body was found and supposedly she had no reason to be worried. They didn't know that Tristyn was dead yet. She didn't spend much time in jail, being released shortly after arrest.
But then again, I understand, she is the mother of Aiden Fucci, and, she is trying to protect her killer of a son, from going to jail. So she's trying to, really help her son out here and remove the evidence. But at the end of the day, he did kill somebody. And,
Later, information about one of his interviews at the sheriff's station had been released to the public. Aiden was there with his parents after questioning. The officer left the room. The family remained there, just the three of them. And not knowing they were still being recorded, the two adults told Aiden that he needs to stick to his story.
Mm-hmm. So, again, they didn't know they were on camera. And so, you probably had the officers looking at the footage, looking at them live, hearing their mother tell her son, yo, you need to continue with this lie, bruh. They're doing this to themselves, honestly, bro. They're shooting their own selves in the foot here.
This might mean that they knew all along, ever since it all happened, but they decided to keep quiet. Mm-hmm. This is just our speculation.
Okay. Speculation. I'm speculating too. So don't hold me over anything that I'm saying. Yes? Before I get in trouble.
His story was that they had walked toward the woods. Fucci admitted that Tristyn did not turn onto her street.
So he admits that... Okay, wait.
They had continued walking together towards the North Durban Parkway. When the two passed Leith Hall Drive, Fucci told investigators that Tristyn grabbed his penis, which made him pissed, and an argument ensued. That's when he told authorities that he had pushed her hard to the ground where she hit her head and left her there, according to the report.
You, I'm looking at you, and you're looking at me. If somebody were to call you, know this nigga did it. You know. You caught them so many times, they left so many evidence, and you even caught one tampering with the evidence, bro. And then he comes to tell you, oh, I was walking with some shorty. She didn't turn on my street, but we were walking together in the night. And then, this one time, she grabbed me, she grabbed my... Sorry about that, my recording paused for a second, but coming back to this guy, this little guy, he tells you we were walking together, and then at one point, she had groped my bro, she grabbed my dick, and then I got mad, and then I pushed her really, really hard, and she hit her head on whatever the she managed to hit her head. You gonna believe that? Are you really, really gonna believe? I ain't gonna believe that. That is a very bad lie. That is a very, very bad lie.
Another thing that happened during the interview was that Aiden was asked if he was wearing jeans that night.
And he gonna sell himself out again?
He responded with a positive answer, but immediately his mom intervened, saying that he was wrong, that he was wearing khakis, trying to protect her son by lying about a detail that would prove crucial in his trial.
They're doing this to themselves.
But that couldn't have been the case. The body was found lying on her right side. Mm-hmm. Her cell phone, $20, and a cotton candy vape was found next to her. All of the items were covered in blood. Also, some writings were found on her ankles. On her left one was scribbled karma, and on the right one was a smiley face drawn with a pen. Now, if Aiden had left her there, and someone else had come along and killed her, wouldn't they have taken the belongings after that?
Yeah, at least the 20. Yeah,
taking
the $20.
Aiden seriously about his claims.
How could you?
And that the murder was partially his parents' fault. His girlfriend also said that he carried around knives with him and nicknamed the weapons Picker and Poker.
Okay.
When asked what the knives looked like, she allegedly described one of them as looking exactly like the one they found in the lake. Eventually, Aiden ended up sharing detention space with adults.
Okay.
The prosecution released a statement saying that they had a surprise witness for the trial from within the county jail.
Sounds fair
The
enough.
identity of this inmate was not known, but it was presumed that he found out further information about the murder.
And then he ratted himself out some more. Aiden, man.
After Aiden maybe had said something to him or to other inmates. The prosecutors stated that they have 250 witnesses against Aiden.
Like shit.
Whether he's innocent or guilty, he made quite an impression on such a large number of people that the authorities will bring to the stand in favor of the Bailey family. Before his routine pretrial hearing, 14-year-old accused killer Aiden Fucci appeared on a video feed from the Duval County Jail wearing an orange jumpsuit and a confused expression, was led handcuffed into a room with a phone so that he could hear the court proceedings. He appeared frightened and looked around the room with a confused, dazed expression. He was acting like he didn't know where he was.
What's going on? I don't want to let you demons. I don't want to let you demons take my soul.
I won't let you.
Demons will take my soul.
Demons are gonna take my
I
soul?
won't let you demons take my soul. I don't know what's going on. What's going on?
Bro, what the fuck? My phone keep vibrating. Shut your up, bro. What the fuck?
I see you.
Guy said demons are gonna take my soul.
What's going on?
Is he good?
What you got going on? Why am I here? I just want to talk to my mom and dad. What's going on? What's going on? What's going on?
Okay. We got elevator music playing in the background. I just realized that now. Oh. Damn, my camera's about to die.
Checking with Mr. Katrina.
Were they all watching him in silence? Is he good? Okay. Demons are gonna take my soul. Okay.
Why are we all in this change?
A guard came into the room and took the phone receiver off the wall and handed it to Fucci, who flipped back his long hair and continued to look disoriented as he held the receiver to his ear. Did the time he had spent in jail get to him? He then started rocking back and forth in his seat, looking around the room in confusion and muttering. At one point, he can be heard talking about demons, saying that demons will take his soul.
My boy's been listening to a whole bunch of rock music when he was in jail, bruh. That's gotta be it. The demons are gonna take my soul?
And he was sure that they will. But it didn't stop there. He then asks what's going on before saying in a plaintive tone, "Why am I here? I just want to talk to my mom and dad. What's going on? What's going on?" Aiden Fucci's feed eventually ended, and his lawyer filed a speedy trial waiver, which most defendants do, and the case was passed on to October 28th.
Okay.
A forensic psychologist not affiliated with the case said that after watching the video of Fucci's behavior in the courtroom feed, he wouldn't be surprised if the teen receives a mental competency evaluation.
Okay.
The doctor said that Fucci looks disoriented and confused, and that it's hard to tell if he's faking mental illness or if he's really suffering from a mental disorder. From his perspective, it seemed genuine, given the pattern of behavior he displayed and from what else we know. D'Arenzio said that Fucci's previous patterns of behavior will likely play a part.
D'Arenzio? D'Arenzo? Dr. D'Arenzo? I think that's his name. I don't know. Sounds right though, Dr. D'Arenzo. Anyways.
Part in the case. Attorney Gene Nichols, who is also not affiliated with the case, said that it would not be unusual to see a competency evaluation in a case like Fucci's, but that it could drag out the case.
Yeah.
Young people often get evaluated before trial, and sometimes it can take months until a verdict is reached. At this time, the judge has not ordered Fucci to have his mental competency evaluation, and investigators have also not said if he suffers from a mental disorder. A separate hearing was scheduled for Crystal Smith, Fucci's mother. It was also passed until October 28th. She is still under investigation for tampering with evidence. On the 28th of October, another modification happened. Aiden Fucci waived his appearance in court. Fucci made quick appearances before his new pretrial date was set for February 2nd. While the case is still under investigation, we could assume that given all the evidence, Aiden will likely get life in prison, but only time will tell.
Yeah.
What sentence do you think he should get?
Maybe not life in prison. That sounds a little too harsh. I mean, he did kill a little girl, but I'm talking about maybe he should spend like a good portion of his life in prison, but not life in prison. Maybe have him released when he's like 60 or some like that, you know? Something like that. Because if he spends his life in prison, then his life is cut short, bro. Basically, he probably with no chance of parole either, so he basically spent his whole entire life from the age of 13 in prison. That's a bit harsh. So we really are about to end the video off here. From what I've taken a look at, this case is still ongoing a whole year after, but you know how court things work, you know, of course a situation like this would get drawn out, but yeah, situation is still ongoing. Hopefully justice gets served for Tristyn, and Aiden, you know, he does his time, because as you can see, I've had a lot to say about Aiden throughout this whole entire video, because, you know, Aiden is quite the guy. He really is. He's quite the dumb. But I'm not going to be speaking much on Aiden anymore. I'm just going to be wrapping up the video here. If you guys did enjoy the video, leave a thumbs up and subscribe, please, as that's going to help support me, you know, as you guys should be doing, right? And that's all I have for my outro. With all that being said, or without further ado, I will see you guys next time with a brand new video. That was a good one.